Hey, people, listen, welcome in the building, welcome in the building, welcome in the building. It is Trending Topics Monday night. It's the March the 23rd, and we're here because we got things to talk about. As you come in the building, please do the diva a favor, hit the like button. That's all I'm asking of y'all. Hit the like button, people, because we got stuff to talk about. Tonight's title is simple. It's called Wow. Wow. You know, I'm not saying Bill Cosby didn't get himself into all of this mess and trouble, but they are determined and have been determined to make sure Bill Cosby pays the price, pays the piper, so to speak. Yep. Yet again, another civil lawsuit, and this particular person won $19 million. Excuse me. I'm not against civil lawsuits, but I do think they should have some type of cap. $19 million and you never went to the cops? $19 million and it's about 50 years later? It's a hot stinking mess if you ask me. But listen, people, that's why we're here for Trending Topics, because my opinion is not the only opinion that matters. So we're going to hear the people talk. And then there's this other one. You know, you are a special kind of different when you stealing from the veterans. This woman had an organization set up to help the veterans, and she was stealing from them. And the man ended up being homeless because she stole from him. But lucky for the news, they got in it. He got his money back, and she got exposed. And then the last story we're going to talk about is Beyonce's sister Solange's son. I feel like he hasn't found his way yet. And I don't mean that in a bad way. There's a lot of children out there that just haven't found their way yet. I feel like he hasn't found his way yet. And they said that he's dating Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. He's only 21 and she's in her 40s. If that was my son, I would be in the streets crying somewhere. And why? And I know you're going to say, Diva, but men do it all the time. But why, as a 40-year-old woman, what are you really finding in a 21-year-old boy? This July, my son will be 21. I couldn't imagine what a 40-year-old would want with my son. Teen too much, if you ask me. But listen, guys, y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to bring the people on in the building. So I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday Night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Wow. Bill Cosby. You know, in his death, he's not going to have anything left for the kids, the grandkids, and nothing in between. I don't even know how him and Camille, his wife, are still living and eating dinner at night because he owes everybody and anybody a whole bunch of money. We got the veteran facing homelessness. And we got Solange's son allegedly dating somebody from Love and Hip Hop that could be his mother. Let me bring the people on in. Hey, Julius. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button for the diva, please.
Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, panel. Hey, chat.
All right, people, we're going to get right into it. Let's talk about the veteran that's facing, homelessness. Let me share your screen and we're going to get right into the story.
Explains the
Our investigative team is getting results after a housing horror story for one Charlotte veteran.
Naomi Coles explains the shocking twist after we got involved.
You guys get to watch me do all my juicing stuff.
Home feels a little more settled these days for Romeo Crenshaw.
This is pineapple, mango, cucumber lemonade. Amazing. It's so good.
After several years in the Army, that wasn't always the case.
I end up losing my car. I don't have my car, so I can't get to work. I end up losing my job.
In 2024, with no rental history of his own and struggling to make ends meet, he needed help. He says a large nonprofit in Charlotte, Veterans Bridge Home, had a couple options for him.
Since either I could find a place in Charlotte that would rent to me, which at the time was just not going to happen. I had no rental history. Or they could refer me to Karen, and Karen, they said that she had some apartments.
He's talking about Karen Blackman, owner of Our Hearts, Our Heroes. The Charlotte company functioned as a middleman between landlords and veteran tenants. I've reported how court and financial records show that the company took taxpayer dollars earmarked for veteran rent payments. They took rent money also directly from veterans, but they left at least 18 tenants evicted.
The veteran trusted a company that promises to help veterans with their housing and takes money from massive nonprofits to do that, but she was evicted anyway.
Are you aware of that money ever actually reaching your rent?
They didn't. That's why I got evicted.
If I had $1 for every time that she's made me that promise.
Romeo saw my reporting and realized it was happening to him. He called me in early December of 2025 in a panic.
I'm at work and I get evicted. I get a call and they're like, hey, you need to come get your dog because the sheriff is here. And if you don't come get him within an hour, then they're going to take him and put him in a pound. And I'm like, what? Like, why didn't y'all tell me that y'all were coming? They were like, well, the sheriff said he put a letter on your door. I had no letter.
The catch was all too familiar. He was caught off guard because he had paid his rent.
That's December 30th, so we got about 30 more days worth of text.
He's shown me the text messages between himself and Karen Blackman, who I've confirmed was the middleman affiliated with the company listed as the tenant on his eviction court record. In those texts, Karen directs Romeo to pay his rent money to a contact of hers. You can see in the Cash App receipts, he did, more than $3,000.
She said she was going to send me a Zelle.
Months later, he had yet to hear where that money went or get it back.
Because I messaged her yesterday, and I was like, hey, so you're just not going to give me my money back? And she was like, oh, no, I absolutely am. I'm going to send you some money today.
His text and Cash App accounts show he kept asking, but the money never came. He's far from alone. Court records show at least 18 evictions at apartments listed under Our Hearts, Our Heroes, Blackman's company. Blackman herself has been sued numerous times and owes hundreds of thousands of dollars in court. Yet until the end of 2024, she collected hundreds of thousands in taxpayer funds from a local nonprofit. And the company stayed on a city list of resources for veterans.
Why can she have so many businesses? If she's already been sued for fraudulent business practices or whatever, why can't she have more businesses? I don't understand.
Here's the twist you've been waiting for. I reached out to Karen Blackman to get her response to this story a week ago. Romeo called me a few days later. He said suddenly, after months of asking with no results, he got the full balance of what he believed he was owed for the money that never made it to his landlord. But he says it came with a pressure campaign from Karen Blackman to get him to kill this story. In fact, he showed me the text messages where she wrote him a message that she wanted him to send to me, asking me not to run the story. He refused. So she sent me a statement herself saying the matter was resolved and called it a miscommunication. John and Siobhan, back to you.
What a shame. Hold on one second. I'm going to share a little more information. Yes, scamming big time. It's a shame. It's terrible. most at risk. Army veteran left facing homelessness and sudden eviction despite making rent payments on time. An Army veteran was suddenly left staring down eviction despite claims he has paid his rent on time every month. The shock came while he was at work when he got a call warning that deputies were at his home and his dog could be taken away. And not the dog, honey. They just busted up in there. Okay. Hold on 1 second. In Charlotte, North Carolina, why is it not adding Savannah? Hold on 1 second. There we go. In Charlotte, North Carolina, Romeo Crenshaw said he was evicted after paying rent to a contact he was told handled his lease, but court records still showed the money was never paid. Crenshaw said the nightmare began early in December. He said his leasing office called to say that Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office was at his door to evict him. He recalled being told that if he did not get home within an hour, his dog would be taken to the pound. Hold on 1 second. All right. Why didn't y'all tell me that that y'all were coming? He later recalled. They were like, well, the sheriff said he put a paper on your door. I had no letter, Crenshaw said. The situation made no sense to him. He said he'd been paying rent to the person he believed was managing his lease. But the eviction court record told a different story. That file said the rent had not been paid for the same period Crenshaw said he had already covered. Crenshaw, an Army veteran, said he struggled to get back on his feet after leaving the military. He said he lacked the rental history required to secure an apartment in Charlotte on his own. I ended up losing my car, he said. I didn't have my car, so I couldn't get to work. I ended up losing my job. He said he turned to a large Charlotte veterans nonprofit for help. The group, Veterans Bridge Home, connected him to Karen Blackman, owner of Our Hearts, Our Heroes, he said. The news reported that Our Hearts, Our Heroes acted as a middleman between landlords and veterans who could not secure apartments by themselves. Veterans Bridge Home sent Blackman's company more than $200,000 in taxpayer funds meant for veteran housing payments. The nonprofit later cut the company off in late 2024 after veterans raised concerns, that the station said. Crenshaw said this is how he first met Blackman in 2024. By the fall of 2025, he said she helped arrange the apartment he was living in, working with a business affiliate listed on the eviction record. The affiliate confirmed it had a business relationship with Blackman, but said that relationship no longer exists. As things fell apart, Crenshaw said he got trapped in the middle. Text showed Blackman directed him to send rent to one of her contacts. Cash App receipts showed Crenshaw had made the payments. He was evicted anyway. That happened just weeks after Crenshaw said he saw another veteran who was also evicted despite paying rent to Blackman as directed. Crenshaw eviction records said the tenant had not paid rent for the same stretch of time shown in his Cash App history. After the eviction, he stayed quiet publicly for months and said he probably pushed Blackman to pay back what he believed he had lost. Text messages showing Blackman repeatedly promised to repay him of the $3,250 paid. Crenshaw said he got back only $100 at first. Sending you some money today, Blackman texts in February. It is now tomorrow, Karen. He responded the next day. What am I supposed to think? Exchanges like that continued for weeks without payment. Crenshaw said in the days after that outreach, he finally received a payment covering what he was owed. But he also said Blackman pressured him to try to stop the story from running. He showed the news messages where Blackman tried to draft a note for him to send to the station. He refused. In a phone call with the outlet, Crenshaw said, I want you to report this. The matter concerning Romeo Crenshaw has been resolved following a clarification of the miscommunication Blackman wrote to the news. Blackman's company, Our Hearts, Our Heroes, is named in at least 18 evictions in the county. Blackman herself owes hundreds of thousands of dollars in court judgments dating back to the early 2000s. Despite that, she opened multiple LLCs in North Carolina over the years and received more than $200,000 in grant money for veterans' rent payments. Why she can have more businesses. Why can't she have more businesses? Crenshaw asks. I don't understand. Listen, this is a very sad story, but it happens more often than we think. Julius, your thoughts?
I'm glad he. Can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm glad he saved those Cash App receipts. And I'm glad that the news took him seriously. And that they did not add bias to the reporting. Because even in local media, they do that. And I hope where he was shown was his apartment. And I hope he was able to get back into his apartment after giving back the money. But I also hope, and I want to make this clear, I do not fault this person. I'll get to the other one in a minute. But I want to talk to the veteran. I hope that now he has a direct line with the landlord, either by money order or whatsoever, to give the person, the landlord, directly the money. So he now knows double sure that his rent is paid directly to the landlord. No intermediaries, no nothing. Now on to the scammer. What's done in the dark always comes to light. You have a rap sheet going back to the early 2000s. Let's see, early 2000s, that's 2000 to 2003. You have a rap sheet going back that long. When you do harm onto people, it will come back on you beyond tenfold. As scripture says, treat others as you would want people to treat, as you would want you to be treated. Since you want to be treated others with harm, you will get your karma. I hate when people do this. It's like scammers are running rampant. They need to be stopped.
Thank you, Julius. In my opinion, your thoughts?
This is like most programs that are supposed to be out there to help the veterans or the less fortunate. Nobody goes behind these people and check. There's nobody doing a check and balance of these people, but they give them grants and stuff like that. When we talk about the scams and the fraud, a lot of times it happens to the elderly, the military, and the lower class. They're always the ones that are picked on first because they don't have. And when you don't have, you have to lean on somebody else for support. And that's when they get over on you. And it feels like for us to be this rich country that we have all this money. We got money to start wars and stuff. But our military people that fight for our freedom in these wars come back. And they left homeless, they left broken, and they left destroyed. I don't understand what the honor is in being a veteran no more because y'all are taking what they did and spitting on it the minute you can't use them no more. It's not fair that our people go and fight in wars that they didn't start, but they're protecting us, and they come back and get treated like this. And they have to fight like heck to get the benefits.
Thank you, in my opinion. Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts is too little, too late. I mean, this woman took way more advantage of this man. I mean, he's just getting back what he paid in his rent. And maybe to him, that's a lot of money. This man is due so much more. And as he said, this woman got these businesses and stuff like that. You get LLC here, there, whatever. I hope some lawyer sees his case and takes it pro bono and go after her personally. Because this is not a win for him. he get $3,000 back. That's just enough to maybe try to help you get back on your feet. He's lost so much more, and this is not to say, well, this is settled, And what I say taking advantage of him is that, well, if he takes this $3,000, I get him signed, then it's over. No, it's not over. I hope he didn't sign anything. It doesn't sound like he has signed anything. And I hope he gets a lawyer, and he needs to get way much more. That's it.
Yeah. Savannah, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey panel, hey chat. It breaks my heart that this is the type of treatment that our veterans receive, and the sacrifices that they do, serving our country, going to foreign lands, being away from their families. It's just deplorable for anyone to take advantage of that. I do know for a fact that there are agencies like the Disabled American Veterans, the DAV. Army has several agencies and veteran service organizations that have legal representation and will go after a woman like this. So basically what he did was he's a whistleblower. He blew someone who he brought somebody to light that was scamming the government by taking contracts and saying that they were serving our veterans, when in actuality, I'm pretty sure she was enriching her lifestyle and her pockets. So kudos to him. I think it's not too late. I think I'm pretty sure JAG has gotten a hold of this story. North Carolina has one of the largest Army bases there, Fort Bragg, one of the largest Marine bases as well. So North Carolina is full of veterans. And so that's why there's so many resources and VSOs there that these veterans can use. And I do know that there is an agency that goes after people such as her. Unfortunately, they're short-staffed and overwhelmed by cases. There's so many ways that people take advantage of veterans that we know of. And this lady just needed to be brought to light, and I'm glad that he did. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a follow-up to this. This is why she was trying to cover it up, because she was stealing these government contracts. She knew the language that she needed, the loopholes that she had to cross, and there is right now no checks and balances on people getting government contracts. I was one that I watched all the Senate hearings, and the one with Kristi Noem, her friends were able to stand up a business. In 8 days, they received over 1.5 million in government contracts. So these people know what they need to do to get through the red tape and the loopholes and what language to use. And they will do it. And there's so many scammers. I remember President Obama and Michelle made it into law where these schools were taking our veterans education benefits, and they would go to school or sign up to school, and the schools would either shut down or at the end of their program not give them their certificates. Once these men and women came back for OIF, OEF, they were left with tens of thousands of dollars of education loans and bills. And Obama and President Obama made it into law that was illegal. That's why a lot of these schools like the DeVries and the Phoenixes and the ICDC, they shut down because they were notorious for taking our veterans benefits. So kudos to him. I think that he brought to light another scammer that needed to be caught.
Yeah. Katrina, your thoughts?
Good comment, y'all. Appreciate y'all. The veterans already go through enough. You know, some of them have PTSD. They struggle a lot, because if you have been to war or whatsoever and you've seen some stuff that you can't even get out of your mind. And for this woman and this guy, I would never do anything with Cash App anyway. I would not even be participating with no Cash App. I would just give the money to the people myself, which she was supposed to do. So I don't know if she was supplementing the rest of his income with the payments. And how long was she's doing this? Because the guy said he didn't get a notice. So, and I know they said that she had her name on his lease as well. So he probably didn't get the letter. It probably went to her. Because if the police put the sheriff put the note on the door, and the guy said he didn't see it. So they must have sent that to her instead of putting it on his door. Because they was coming for him and the dog. They said the dog was going to be put in the pound. And then this man like confused because if I'm paying my rent, why am I being evicted? And then I can't even get I lost my car, so I can't even work. She deserved to be caught. And then she gonna tell the man, don't sell, I'll give you the money. No, he did exactly what he needed to do. He needed to expose her because, like Savannah said, it's so many of them out there that comes and get all those VA benefits from people that definitely deserve them. And the VA people have a hard time trying to get their benefits. And it's a sad situation. If they don't get a lawyer, 9 out of 10 times, they're not going to get it right then and there, or they'll give them a certain percentage that they won't be getting the full benefits. But when you got the people in the VA that's stealing all the contracts, Medicaid and whatsoever, and lining their pockets, and the veteran is not even getting a phone call, it's ridiculous and sad. And I'm so glad that he exposed her. And they need to go get her and lock her up because you committed fraud against the government. She need to be locked up completely. But that's all I got.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, everybody went right because my screen shifted a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and roll into the next story. I said this before. I feel like something needs to be done with these civil lawsuits. The numbers that they come up with and the awards that they give, to me, it seems a little bit insane. But what can you do? Let me share a screen so we could get into this story. So Bill Cosby's our accuser, Donna Motsinger, awarded $19 million in the civil trial. Bill Cosby has been ordered to pay his our accuser, Donna Motsinger, more than $19 million in damages after a jury found he had drugged and SA'd her more than 50 years ago. A California jury announced that the $19.25 million judgment on Monday during its third day of deliberations, per the New York Times. Donna first filed her civil lawsuit against the Cosby Show alum in Los Angeles Superior Court in September 2023. That is her. She alleged that Cosby, now 88, SA'd her after giving her wine and a pill that left her unconscious following one of his comedy shows in 1972. She woke up in her house with all her clothes off, except her underwear on, no top, no bra, and no pants, Donna's lawyers alleged in court papers. She knew she had been drugged and armed by Bill Cosby. Cosby didn't testify during the nearly 2-week trial, and his lawyer, Jennifer Bongine, insisted that the embattled comedian would appeal the jury's decision. I was obviously disappointed in the decision, but we believe we have a strong appeal and will pursue that, she said after the judgment was announced. Donna applauded the jury's judgment. It's been 54 years to get it has been 54 years to get justice, and I know it's not complete for the rest of the women, but I hope it helps them a little bit, the former waitress said from outside the Santa Monica courthouse. Donna also called the $19 million in damages icing on the cake and emphasized how important it was that she was believed, and Cosby in some way has to be made accountable for what he did to me. The jury also awarded Donna punitive damages per the Times, although how much has not yet been determined. Still, the $19.25 million judgment is believed to be a steep sum for the former Fat Albert star. Donna, during a deposition connected to Donna's civil lawsuit last fall, Cosby claimed that he was struggling financially as a result of his meteoric fall from grace. Due to allegations, whether they be newspaper, radio, television, magazines, or just plain internet, I have not worked in about 10 years or more, he said at the time. That means I have not earned a cent through my being an entertainer, a writer, a television performer, except in reruns, and my network has gone down like a submarine with no motor, Cosby added. Monday's judgment marks the second SA lawsuit Cosby has lost in recent years. A Santa Monica civil jury previously found the comedian liable for SAing another victim, Judy, at the Playboy Mansion in 1975 when she was just 16 years old. He was ordered to pay her $500,000. Cosby also reached a $3.5 million settlement with another accuser in 2006 regarding her SA allegations, as well as another settlement in 2019 with 7 accusers who argued Cosby defamed them by branding their allegations lies. The former sitcom star was also convicted of aggravated indecent assault in 2018 for allegedly drugging and SAing another person in 2004. Although he was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison, he only served 3 before his conviction was overturned by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court in 2021. Due to a procedural issue regarding a previous prosecutor's agreement. As Camille, I'm deeply saddened by this verdict, Cosby's former rep, Andrew Wyatt, told Page Six in a statement in the wake of Monday's $19 million judgment. It sets a dangerous precedent to allow decade-old allegations presented without evidence or proof to stand. He continued, it appears public opinion was heavily manipulated against Mr. Cosby, making a fair trial nearly impossible. My thoughts and prayers are with Mr. and Mrs. Cosby during this difficult time. They deserve to be enjoying their golden years in peace. It's a loaded story. Julius, your thoughts?
I sympathize with the woman because she still has the effects of being a victim. I understand. But this man is now how old?
88.
He can dang near go any day now. Any day. He can go. We all know what that is. And y'all know, I always say bring people to justice. I do. But with this, what good is it? There's no amount of money that can turn back time and not do away with that incident. The man is 88. Blind as a bat. Can't stand on his own. Is basically on his way out. What good is it bringing him through court? What kind of healing is it for the individual is what I'm asking. What's the process behind it? Because I'm not seeing the connection. I don't want to seem insensitive. I'm just not seeing the connection.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
You know, that has been my whole lifetime. It took her 54 years to get some type of justice. I just hope that this brings her peace. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think the amount is ridiculous, though. Because 47's accuser and she only got like $5 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken. She didn't get that astronomical amount, but we don't know what torment this lady went through for 50 plus years. And I wouldn't even know if he has that kind of money. I'm pretty sure Camille has a stash somewhere, but I don't think that she will get that 19 mil from him. And I can only imagine she must also be in her 70s as well. So while justice delayed is still justice served, I just don't understand why the jury such an astronomical amount, and will this actually bring her closure and peace?
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt she ever sees this money either. Because he had some brownstones in New York that I think went into foreclosure, in my opinion. Well, I'm guessing Donna can't be too far off than him, and Miss Special K. Like, even if she was young when it happened, you would think she might be in her 60s or something like that now. Well, no, they said it took her 54 years. She probably his age. In my opinion. Okay, in my opinion, might not be. Katrina?
My thing is, how did they prove this? Did he admit to it? Did she go to the doctor? Did she go to the police when this happened? I mean, a lot of women came out and said that he did the same thing to them. But the thing of it, come on. The thing of it is, where's the proof? This is how many years? 54 years? And you coming back with this right now and it's 19 million? I mean, I'm not saying no woman deserves to be treated that way. Don't get me wrong. No woman deserves to be treated that way. But the thing of it is, y'all was at the Playboy Mansion. Everybody know what went down at the Playboy Mansion. Until they dig up Hugh Hefner and sit him in the courtroom, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody suing nobody for no money. Until they get 45 and get their money from him, I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else suing for no money. I'm not being racial or anything like that, but it's always the black ones that they always try to bring down. Trump ain't paid that lady yet. Hugh Hefner, go dig him up and make him sit in the courtroom and get money from him. You hadn't been you can go where you want to go, but you 16 years old at the Playboy Mansion, and still nobody deserved.
Hold on, Katrina, because you're mixing stories. This particular young lady was not at the Playboy Mansion. He had to pay somebody else that happened to at the Playboy Mansion. This particular young lady, she said that at the time she was a waitress and it happened back at her house. Now, I don't know if she invited him back to the house or whatever, but
okay. Well, either way, he still had no business doing it if he did it. And like I said, where's the evidence? I'm not saying he didn't do it, but where's the evidence from 54 years ago? I mean, what did you bring to court? Did he admit to it? This is the thing that I want to know. Did he admit to this? And in order for them to get $19 million, I mean, that evidence must have been pretty tight. Like, how did you get the evidence to say that he done this? Because they know that's him. That's his MO. So I don't know. And like you said, child, if she see that money, I'll be surprised. But justice for her. That's all I got.
Yeah, Wayne, your thoughts?
I see it a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she won the lawsuit, I wouldn't care if this happened a year ago, 50 years ago. So now we're putting prices on people's pain just because it was 54 years ago. I don't bit more feel sorry for what's his name, Bill Cosby, Man in the Moon. The only difference is that he's already been convicted of these things. The only difference, he's just old. If you are somebody 50 years ago and now you 99, guess what? You are still an R. Don't change nothing. You just old and about to die. So no, you can't put. And most people don't say, "Oh, I want 19 million." The lawyers probably set the price what they think they can get. And if he did these things over his lifetime and is catching up with him now, that's his problem. If they sue you till you homeless, that's your problem.
Oh my God.
If you did horrible things to people against their will, and it then caught up with you. The only difference, you just owe. So why did this woman, you know, I mean, she get 19, 20, 50 million. You can't put the price on people's pain. That's it.
In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, Diva, I'm probably gonna be on the train by myself. Because I think this is outrage. I think waiting 54 years.
Oh, shit. In my opinion, you sounded robotic. You was about to
In my opinion, you sound like you in space, girl.
Oh. All right, well, we're not going to get to hear in my opinion thoughts because it's not in my opinion, maybe try to go out and come back in, but you're sounding, the sound is not good at all. And I wanted to hear what you had to say about that story, but I'm gonna go ahead and move forward into the last story. I'm just one to believe that within a certain range, I feel like you should date within your age range, right? But that is me, right? And I know that that is not necessarily the way life goes all the time. We see older men with younger women all the time, and it's susceptible to the world. Now, women get it harder when they are older, dating younger. They really get, the people really come at their neck. It's a double standard. But me as a woman, I just really, I don't know what I would possibly find in common with someone that is decades younger than me. It's being said that Solange's son is dating Tommy, formerly from Love and Hip Hop. In my opinion, you want to go ahead and talk on a Cosby story before I bring up this last story?
Do I sound okay now?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I was saying I'm probably on the train by myself because you waited 54 years and you want me to give you 19 million for your pain? I can't do that. While as I do know that he done some things that we found out that he wasn't as scrupulous as he was supposed to be, I also feel like some of these people was along with it for the ride as long as it was benefiting them. Because how did he get in your house? He got your keys and brought you to your house and drugged you. Like, some of this stuff we gotta start putting common sense on. Don't have a married man in your house. We can't put ourselves in situations and then say, oh, it's all your fault. I ain't gonna take no blame in it. No, it's 50-50. It's his fault for doing what he did, but it was your fault for bringing that married man into your home. Business should be done in business area. Your home should not be one of them.
Well, then there's that. Let me roll into this last story. And the last story is Solange's son allegedly dating Tommy from Love and Hip Hop. So Solange's son, Juice, 21, seen cozying up to reality star older than his famous mom. It was all Love and Hip Hop over the weekend. Rapper Tommy Lee, 41, filmed herself getting a piggyback ride from fellow artist Solange, 21-year-old son, Juice Smith, as seen in footage captured from her Instagram page. In a social media video posted to X on Monday by a fan, the model could be heard saying what is that? S you do when you like somebody, in reference to carrying around the Love and Hip Hop star who is 2 years older than his mom. Lee then flashed the camera down to show off her bare feet as Smith continued to carry her down the road.
Type of shit you do when you like somebody.
My baby.
I'm fine.
It's hard to be fine.
Hmm?
I said it's hard to be fine when you got some money on your back.
Still fine.
Come on.
You struggling, babe. I told you. And now we gotta go get this nigga out of jail. It's been a crazy weekend. Man.
The TV personality called the runway star her baby as she rested her head on his back. Chauffeur quipped before Smith added that it was hard to be fine when you have someone on your back. You're still fine, she sweetly responded. Later on in the footage, Lee spoke about having to get someone out of jail, calling it a crazy weekend. The fan who posted the social media footage wrote over the video, allegedly Tommy Lee and Solange's son Jules went out last night. Why is Tommy Lee with Jews? They inquired in a caption. Page 6 reached out to refs for both Smith and Lee for a comment. Lee is mom to daughters, what is this, Havala and Samara, as well as 4 other children that she does not have custody of. Over the years, the artist has struggled in the public eye. In 2016, Lee was arrested after she showed up to court drunk. At the time, according to TMZ, she was arrested after her blood alcohol concentration levels came back more than twice the legal limit, a violation of her bond. Lee had been in court for a hearing related to a child abuse case. In January of that year, she was indicted on multiple charges stemming from an incident in October 2018 in which she allegedly grabbed one of her children by the hair and shoved her head into a metal locker at their middle school. However, Lee admitted that she had a problem and was getting help. I've been working really hard through my problems, considering the challenges that it's been set before since I've been home, the musician told TMZ. I've done all that I can do on my own to shake my habits, but I do realize I need help and I'm currently seeking treatment. Lee was sentenced to 10 years but did not serve any time, as she was instead given probation and completed an inpatient recovery program. For his part, Smith, whose dad is Solange's ex-husband, Daniel Smith, first made his runway debut in 2024 at a fashion show. His mom, Aunt Beyonce Knowles Carter, and Grandma Tina Knowles were all in the audience to cheer him on. Since then, Smith has walked in a variety of high-end shows at Paris Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, and New York Fashion Week. So he's a model. They were seen out and about. There's trying people are saying they're dating. Julius, your thoughts?
I mean, this young man is 21. He's sowing his wild oats. But Solange, sister girl, I got to talk to you for a second. I got to lift you up. I think you're going to have to intercede on this here. I am a former Love and Hip Hop Atlanta watcher. And us viewers were privy to Tommy's behavior. She is a crash out at any moment. And, you know, like someone said in the chat, he likes ratchet. That's probably what he likes. But if I was Solange, I would arrange a sit down with the ex-husband and have a talk with him and say, hey, I don't think this is a good look for you. Like, I understand he just did that big statement about the public scrutiny, about his sexuality and everything else. That's really no one's business. That's only his. If he is, great. If he's not, that's great too. Like I said, that's none of the public's business. But dating someone like this, young Jules, take this from an older fella, you could do way better.
Savannah, your thoughts?
Solange, come get your child. I mean, you can't get no worse than Tommy Lee. And I have never watched an episode of the Love and Hip Hop Marriage in the Huntsville, whatever that damn show. I never watched this show, but I have seen her legal issues being portrayed, whether it was on TMZ. I remember there was something because when the assault she did against her child, I remember that being a big thing. And this somebody ran down her record. Like, she's been getting in trouble. She has more mugshots than Marlo. And that this blew my mind. This is a woman that's going to cause a lot of drama and a lot of controversy for this young man. I don't know what he's trying to do, if he's trying to get into the reality TV realm or whatever he's doing. But I just, it couldn't be no worse. I'd rather it been Jocelyn or what's the other one, the Sexy Red or the Cardi Reds or whatever it is. I'd rather it be anyone else but then this woman. Wasn't this the one that took Tamar's man, the lawyer, and they had that big that's why I remember it. This is just such a mess. This he's still in his 20s, right? He's barely 21, 22. This is another child. This is another case of a child assault she's doing again, because that's a child. Tommy is way into her 40s, I believe, at least in her 40s. Oh, Solange, get your child. This is a mess, a hot mess. She got some good plastic surgery though. But this is absolutely, she's going to try to attach herself, dig her claws into him and stay really close. This is worse than Andrea on the Basketball Wives.
Ooh, goodness. In my opinion, your thoughts?
First of all, Tommy is a hot mess if I ain't never seen it. She on the fast way train to Hot Mess Express. I thought we was still with her when she was sleeping with Tamar man, the white man that's trying to go around town. I'm so tired of her off my news feeds. She do anything for a click and a view. We ain't giving her no time today. That thought can go wherever she want to go. And Solange, get your baby.
Ooh, child. Solange, come get your baby. Katrina?
By him going with Jocelyn, that's no better. If he want to be with Jocelyn, Jocelyn is really no better than Tommy. Tommy always been out there. I mean, she's crazy. People like Tommy. Tommy is a nut, but she brings in the audience because you know she's on Zeus. She be on Baddies. She was over there fighting the other day. Tommy always been out there in the streets. And the reason why she had so many mug shots, because she was out stealing, because her mama wasn't doing nothing for them when they was growing up. So she ain't had a hard life. Now, I don't agree with, with the 21 and the 41, whatever, but like we said, he grown. And he been pulling shenanigans himself. Because then he go down into the LBTG, Q, whatever this thing is. I'm not trying to dismiss it. I just don't know all them letters. And he was supposed to make a speech or do something. And he wouldn't even do it. So they paid him for nothing. So maybe he is trying to get into that realm or whatsoever, but don't you have an auntie named Beyonce that can help you, or Jay-Z that could help you, somebody within that realm? Because like I said, Tommy is out there. Tommy is wild. But the other ones that Savannah called out, girl, they're no better. Jocelyn is no better. We know Tommy was on I think she had an alcohol problem. And I know she tried to run Jocelyn over one time. But yeah, Tommy from the streets, as we would say, Tommy for the streets. But that's all I got.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva, going to pass me on this. I don't even know who these people are.
All righty. Callie?
Yeah, I did not know this woman was still on Zeus Network, but it don't surprise me. If I'm not mistaken, this woman is a con woman. I believe that she actually did something fraudulent to even get the plastic surgery and just went to jail when she got caught, and that was just kind of like her whole plan. I don't know what in the world he's doing hanging around with this woman. This woman has been in and out of jail. I think she got a grown child. This is just like, what is the interest here? I'm a bit lost. To let somebody clout chase off of pretty much your family's name, just some random woman that's old enough to be your mama. I don't really understand what is happening here. This is just so weird. But as far as Tommy goes, I honestly would not know who this woman even was if it wasn't for the Tamar incident. Like, I don't really watch baddies like that. To me, she's not a celebrity. She's a groupie, basically. And then like a low tier groupie. Like, she's not even like hooking up with like real celebrities. Like, she hooking up with people that know celebrities. You know, like Tamar's ex-husband, Beyonce's nephew. It's just like, girl, what? I don't know. Hopefully he'll come to his senses soon. If he wanted an older woman, there are other older women that don't have all this going on. This is just a mess.
A hot stinking mess. I appreciate you. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit the like button on the way in, do the diva a favor, hit it on the way out. Listen, let me say with the Bill Cosby case, I feel like people deserve justice, but I also feel when you come in 54 years later, we got to stop the shenanigans. How do I prove? People can't even remember what they did last week. Even when it's traumatic, they don't remember all the details. So you saying she got this thing down pat from 54 years ago? I call BS on that. And I call outrageous at this $19 million. And you got the settlement to see what? I don't think she's ever going to see a dime. Like the man said, he just don't have the money. When it comes to the veterans in this particular story, that wasn't the only group the only person that woman ripped off. I think that they need to vet out more these so-called corporations that all you got to, it don't take much for you to get an LLC. And because you got an LLC, we supposed to trust you? And to me, the money should have to go from the account right to said landlord or whoever it's supposed to go to, not to the company so they could pay the landlord. This woman is disgraceful, and she should lose sleep at night because you're doing it to a very vulnerable population. You're a disgrace. Solange's son, I feel for celebrity kids in the sense that it is very difficult. Imagine if your dad is or was Michael Jackson, and you got to live up to that legacy. Or your mother's Beyonce, your auntie's Beyonce. Like a lot of these celebrity children, they're born into a lot. Children go through it and they're born into regular families. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. So then imagine having to go through the bullying and all that same stuff, but now you're part of this famous family. Imagine your mom could play tennis, but you can't. Imagine your mother being Whitney Houston, but you can't even catch a note. Imagine your dad being a famous football player and you don't even like sports, but everybody's expecting you to roll in your dad's footsteps. So I feel for these celebrity kids, and I really feel for them when they have no direction. And I'm not saying this young man doesn't have any direction. I'm talking in general. But if you want to get with somebody in this world, she ain't what's up. No different than when I say you going to get with somebody and you get it with a Stefan Diggs or something like that. You know what you're walking into. A petri dish. Does he want to align himself with this mess? I wouldn't do it. But you know, when the kids are grown though too, what is his mother going to do? She can't really block it. If that's the route he want to go, she gonna have to hope it rides out. But thanks for being here, guys. Y'all know the routine. Like I said, I'll see you tomorrow night for trending topics. Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Choo choo choo.